Hi, welcome to this demo video and thank you so much for your interest in AutoGaitA, our toolbox to standardize kinematic analysis across species and behaviors. In this video, I will walk you through the overall workflow of AutoGaitA using the example dataset that you can find in our repository, this one. In this data, we have mice walking over beams of different width, which looks like this. We track these mice using DeepLabCut and then use AutoGaitA to analyze their CSV files here. In this video, I will just go over the overall workflow. However, note that there are separate videos about all the main and advanced configuration, as well as everything you need to know about data preparation. So make sure to check those out. I will skip over most of these in this video. So to start, you just choose the one first level toolbox that you need. For us, that's the DeepLabCut one. And then again, a couple of config that I will skip. However, one important window that I will briefly mention is this customized joints and angle window. So this window allows AutoGaitA to analyze any species, any behavior, because the user just simply says what they want analyzed. So if I, for example, have a human leg instead of a mouse hind limb, I would just change this primary joint 1 to midfoot or something like that. And then here in the angles, if you want to analyze some forelimb angle, for example, you would just define that. Let's say elbow is defined by wrist and shoulder, something like that. Then you can just run it. So I explain all of these boxes here in a separate video. Let's just run one video of the 25 millimeter data set. This little window opens here where you will see all the results of this single video, right? So for example, the stick diagram of this mouse. You can also run a batch analysis that will scan through your folder and just automatically analyze everything that is in there, and then generate these results folders one at a time for each of your videos. So there's plenty of figures as well as like some Excel tables and so on. Once you successfully ran the first level analysis for each of your groups, you can go to the group toolbox. So here you just need to tell me how many groups do you want to compare. It can be up to 6. And then where are the results folders of each of these groups and what is their name? So for us, as I said, these beams have different widths. So we have 5, 12, and 25 millimeter. Again, there's some config here that I will skip. 2 separate methods for statistical analysis. The Takis runs faster, so I use that. However, I would personally recommend the permutation test because it's free of any parametric assumptions, but it takes a bit longer. Once you're happy with your config, you just hit this button and just choose which feature you want to test statistically or what to throw in the PCA. So for example, let's just take everything other than the tail and then just hit I'm ready. And then in a second, we'll see the results. And just briefly mention, you will always get some information, warnings and results in the command window here as well, which is always also stored in text files for each of the respective toolbox. Now the results figures is again shown in this window here, and you can just like click through and see like the results of the Takis test for the height of the ankle between each of the group comparisons. And again, going to the group folder, you can see a lot of data and a lot of results with some in-depth results, so giving you like the full matrix of the PC components, for example. Okay, that's it. Thank you again so much for your interest in our toolbox, and if you have any questions or any feedback or if you find any bugs, just please let me know.